Dear friends, welcome to this sacred space. Today, I invite you to pause for a few moments, to slow down, to breathe, and to listen to the whispers of your soul. This lesson is inspired by the timeless wisdom of Paramahansa Yogananda, a great master who came to show the world that God is not far away, but already within us, waiting to be discovered. Let us begin. There is a divine spark inside every one of us, a soul, eternal and unchanging, untouched by time, pain, or fear. But we forget. We identify ourselves with the body, the mind, the ego. We live on the surface of life, missing the treasure that lies within. Yogananda said, "You are walking on earth as in a dream. Our real home is not here, it is in God." Yet most people live as if this life, this body, this struggle is all there is. They fear death, they crave success, they chase pleasure, and avoid pain, never realizing the kingdom of God is already within. Yogananda's message was not religious dogma, it was direct truth, meant to awaken the soul. He didn't ask us to believe blindly. He invited us to experience the truth for ourselves through meditation, silence, and deep inner communion. Meditation, he said, is the way to remember who you truly are. When you sit quietly, away from noise, away from distractions, and turn your mind inward, you begin to feel a great presence, a calm power, a deep joy. That is the divine self. That is God within you. Yogananda taught a sacred technique called Kriya Yoga, not just a physical posture or a breathing exercise, but a deep inner science to accelerate the evolution of your soul. Through it, countless people across the world have transformed their lives. But even without that, you can begin right now. Right where you are. Just by being still. Just by remembering that you are more than the flesh, more than the thoughts. You are spirit. Yogananda once said, God is simple. Everything else is complex. Do not seek absolute values in the relative world. That means no matter how much you run after success, pleasure, wealth, relationships, you will never feel fully satisfied. Why? Because the soul longs for the infinite. Only God, only spiritual realization, can truly quench that inner thirst. And the miracle is, you don't have to die to find heaven. You can experience it now, in this very breath, in this very moment, when your mind is quiet and your heart is open. He shared beautiful stories to help us understand. He said, imagine a wave in the ocean, thinking it's separate. It rises and falls, afraid of dying. But when it looks deeper, it realizes it is the ocean. That's us. We rise and fall in life's drama, thinking we are these little separate identities. But behind our wave is the great ocean of spirit. We are not the form, we are the essence. People often asked him, how can I find God? And he would smile and say, love him. Talk to him. Call to him like a child crying for its mother. That pure longing, that deep inner cry, is the magnet that draws God to you. He is not far. He is closer than breath, nearer than thoughts. But you must want him more than anything else. That is the secret. He didn't promise an easy path. He never said life would be without trials. In fact, he said difficulties are necessary. They burn away our illusions and teach us to depend on God. When you suffer, don't run. Go inward. Ask, what is this teaching me? The pain is not punishment. It is purification. The soul grows stronger through each test. And God watches, not to judge you, but to see when you'll remember to turn to Him. One of Yogananda's greatest messages was, you were born to realize your oneness with God. That is the only true purpose of life. Everything else, career, success, even relationships, are only stepping stones. When you meditate daily, when you love selflessly, when you serve others as a form of worship, you are walking the path to self-realization. That's the path he walked. And he came not to be worshipped, but to guide others toward their own divine destiny. So today, as you listen to these words, I invite you to take a moment and feel your own breath. Not just as air, but as life. As spirit flowing through you. Close your eyes. Listen to the silence behind the noise. That silence is sacred. That peace is your true nature. And in that peace, you'll find Him. You don't need to go to the mountains. You don't need to renounce the world. You only need to go within. The temple of God is inside your own heart. If you learn to sit in stillness, to pray with sincerity, to serve with love, you are already walking the path of the masters. In this world of endless distractions, Yogananda's message is a light in the darkness. It reminds us that we are not alone, that we are not helpless, that we are not just bodies doomed to decay. We are divine, eternal, boundless, and our true home is in the infinite. So walk through life with faith. Meditate every day. Speak to God in your heart. Serve others as your own.